Mine.
Hey everybody, Tanja with Adventures for Connection, of course. Hi Norma, how are you? I'm back.
Yes, you are.
Oh, and I'm on fire, so to speak.
I feel you.
So just wanted to say hello everybody. It was a beautiful weekend. It couldn't have been more magical, honestly. We really got to have a rest and reset. So what happened with Vedette is we didn't have people coming, as many as we thought we would, and that's okay, because both David and I went, oh, this is what's going on. One, we both have been really busy and needed a little rest and reset. And number two, Ray, who's he's been the host of the land there for many years, is not doing so well. And so I think between those two things, we really got what we needed, not necessarily what we wanted. Thank you, Source. Yeah, so it was beautiful. And I will figure out a way to share some photos here in a little bit. But and I have to say, you know, I left on Thursday. I came home today. Doesn't seem like I missed anything like staggering. No. And this reminds me that, you know, everyone just needs to live their best life now and every day, because this waiting around is who waits? Like, you can't wait to live your life.
No.
Yeah. And I just want to encourage everyone, whatever you're going through, whatever you're struggling with, you know, we've given a lot of the tools on how to work through those things. So let us know in the chat if there's some things that you would like me to discuss and bring up. Super excited you guys are here. Absolutely. Thank you for jumping on. Hi, Chrissy. Hi, Helena from Vancouver. Yeah, good to see you, 17Q. Holding the fort down as always. We got Mighty Mouse, Deline, Sugar Bee, Lulab, Earth Angel, and I thought there was one more on. Deline's here. Awesome. So glad to see you guys. So grateful that you're here. 100%. And Kate's here. Nice, Kate. Good to see you. Yeah. And how does one balance their subtle bodies finding out a weakness? I am very relaxed. Thanks, Lulab. Yeah. How does one balance their subtle bodies finding out a weakness? Can you elaborate on that a little bit? Just a tiny bit? Hey, Shazam. Yeah. Deline, can you just elaborate that? You've come up with something, and I need the what you've come up with versus me trying to figure out what that might be. Yeah. And 17Q says, yes, live life to your fullest and get off devices. Yeah. And you know, that's the nice thing about Vedette is it's like a forced unplug because there's at the main cabin, but at the Hudson where we stay, there's no power. There is propane, so we do have the blessings of having hot water, which is nice, and a stove and a fridge. So we've got those nice things to have, but there's no buzz. There's no zzz in the walls. It's just
Mhm.
quiet. So there's no generator running. There's wires in there, but there's no generator running at all. So it's quite beautiful. Yeah, absolutely. We got Texas. Hey, Twin. Hey, Calento. Shazam. Mama Debs. Good to see you guys. Thank you for coming in and ask your questions today because we're here for you. And some of the things that came through for me this weekend, and Norma's had her own experiential weekend. And we'll share a bit. So, I mean, I got to meet Elise, which was lovely. Elise did come and play. David came and played, and Brian came and played. And we had beautiful conversation, wonderful meals, swimming in the lake. I got to swim in the lake and hang out on the dock and just relax and relax. And it was crisp. It was crisp. Nobody squealed, but it was crisp. And so, yeah, it's kind of that get in and then swim to shore. And then all your cells go zing, we're
Right.
alive. Yeah, beautiful. Hey, Eddie, how are you? Yeah, and we had some really good conversations because David is carrying the Star Nation pipe. He knows a lot about the prophecies and talks about the prophecies, and wondered in 2019 how these prophecies, how is this going to come to fruition the way the world's going right now? And then of course everything came along and forced the hand, so to speak. And so we've had this beautiful unfolding, and a lot of people disliked the COVID game, but in a way it was a gift. It got
Mm.
people to slow down. It got them to stay home and sit with themselves. And a lot of people never would have done that because they're too busy on the hamster wheel. And so you are all on here now because of it. And I'm super grateful for that.
Mhm.
And he does say that the dismantling will continue for the next year of all things, and that by the end of 2024, the draconians will be dismantled fully, so to speak. Now, what that looks like in between, nobody knows. And it's not to say that, we won't push some things in some areas, but it's why I keep saying, and why David and I agree, it's going to get messier before it gets better. So get right with yourself now, and get comfortable with who you are and what you'd like. And I just wanted to remind everyone of that. Norma, how about you? How was your weekend?
It's for me, it's always just taking in, you know, any and all information that is out there and, using my discernment to understand more and more about what all this is and what it's about. It's about enlightening myself to more of recognitions of what is transpiring and taking place, why, and in that, when I sit with myself and I just allow it to be given to me, it helps me to better understand my role, my part in recognizing fully what is um, taking place in the transitioning on every level. There's not just one level to this. There are multiple levels, and in those multiple levels is where everybody's at, making multiple different choices. And that's the beauty of this, because this is life. It's cyclic. In that so cycles, there are levels. So I just keep, you know, sitting with self so that I know better how to know myself, so I know better how to provide guide and tools for the ones who seek to know more about how to make their choices from here.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. And the beautiful thing is everyone is at their own pace, and that is the
Mhm.
joy of this, that we get to choose, and we also have sort of set ourselves up to remember what we remember, and as much as we would like more now, we get it when it's time to get it.
Yes.
And that goes for me too. I don't know everything about myself, neither does Norma.
Nope.
It's quite fascinating to go through this and try and it's like a game. And that's the only way I can liken it. It's like this really fun game that you get to play and figure out who you really are. Absolutely.
Oh,
SCB says, "Hey, ladies, welcome back. Buckle up, buttercups. Things are about to get bumped. Bring it on. It's already bumpy for many."
oh,
That's
I'm
one
having
thing I
fun.
did notice. Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
a lot of people are struggling, and whenever you're struggling, what do we always say? Get your feet planted on the earth.
Mhm.
Take some time for you. Get your gratitude going. Go swim in some fresh water. Go sit by a river. Go sit under a tree and put your back up against the tree. I mean, for me, when I go to these when I go out there, it is a full rest and reset. I don't think about work. I don't think about the show. I don't think about this. Sorry, guys. I'm thinking about, what do I need right now and exploring myself more. Because it's only when you have that quiet time that you get to sit with yourself. Can you really ask, who am I and what do I need to know about myself? And right. And dig into things. And I will get to your questions 100%. Yeah, Mother Nature will love and calm you. Absolutely.
Mhm.
Yes, totally true. Yeah, sugar be a big time anxiety at times. So, what is this anxiety trying to show me? And where did I have anxiety before in my life that this is being triggered by, possibly? Right. So, quite often it's trying to show you something. Your body will never lie to you. So when you're given anxiety, there's a reason. It's for something for you to explore. Yeah, absolutely. All right, let's run into some of these questions before I get too far. All right, Delene added to hers, so let's just pop down. Okay. What are the shadows you see moving around? I see shadows all the time. That's your vision opening up. Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, as these energies increase around us and the veil's thinning and thinning, you're gonna start to see more. So, quite a bit I see faces when my eyes are closed. I've seen all kinds of faces on the weekend. Yeah, with my eyes closed mostly. But yeah, fascinating. Nobody wasn't like I recognized them necessarily. But they were, I felt totally safe. So, everything is so bright. Is it chakra related? Is your eyesight improving? Pretty soon we'll have new colors. We'll get more colors, which is very exciting. And
The more
we'll
you
be
raise,
able to, yeah, or you are already. Yeah.
yeah, yeah, the more you raise your vibration, the more the light spectrums become clear to you, because that's how this works. The more the light spectrum, the more of the subtleties of sound that you would not hear before. It's beautiful. It's like, oh, this is. Oh, you just sit there and you're giddy like a kid. I am,
Yeah.
because there's so many things being. It's like you get new lenses.
Yeah. And you won't need contacts or glasses soon, right, Norma?
Mm-mm. Nope.
Yeah.
Nope, because you got to do
And
away with the old in
yeah.
order for the new to come through.
Yeah, and JP O'Toole says COVID was a gift for me. I got to work from home, no more toxic office. Yeah, you get to sit with yourself a bit more, and it gave a lot of people balance in their lives. Yeah. Havansi's asking, lady, should we avoid all who doesn't love vegetables and legumes? Thank you for everything you do. Much love. I eat meat. I'm just cautious about where my meat comes from. All right. So I don't believe there's any one way to eat, because every single body is very unique in how it's made up.
Yeah.
And so my kid is meat and potatoes kid, and I'm not going to deny her that. I'm just very cautious and I try and get mostly direct from the farmer. Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. And then squeeze in as many vegetables as I can. Shh. She's probably listening.
If she's your daughter, yes, she is.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. Kaylanto has a question. My husband thinks I'm nuts, locked up kind of nuts. Is he going to wake up? I get that he will wake up. Yeah. In 1 month, 2 month, 3 month, about 4 months, roughly 4 months. And just observe, just try and find some sort of connection that you've got in common so you can keep the door open so he doesn't not come to you when this starts to happen, because he will. So, absolutely. Yeah. Hello, FCB. It's good to see you. Yeah. Come over and enjoy my pool, says Shazam. Yeah. There was a documentary about our subtle bodies, etheric, energetic bodies, and there were two more I don't remember. They said they become imbalanced, which can have effect on the whole. Absolutely. Okay, so that'll bring me into so while I was out at Vedette, Diana, who's there, who's a good friend of mine, actually came into Vancouver beforehand, and we drove up together. Another reason why this all worked out perfectly. And she uses the tuning forks. So, if you're familiar with the tuning forks, Schumann resonance, different hertz, and she went down for a course. So she works on that field outside of the body, and she brings things back, and she nailed every age when she first did me. Oh, this is this age. Oh, this is that age. And when she tuned me this time, there was some stuff stuck literally around my left in here. And she actually had to go in and put it on there. Normally she can just vibrate it there and it'll loosen. She's like, there's something around this with feminine energy and not wanting to let go and fear. And I'm like, oh, that's not mine. And then I went, oh, it's my mom's because it's on the left side. Plus I took my mom's dog. So my mom's dog being in my energy was getting a full reset. I'm sure I'm picking up and clearing that stuff from the dog. So it was quite nice to be able to have that. And then the new thing that Diana learned was how to activate the pineal. And so she took the rods, and there's a video. Did that video go in the group? We should post that one in the group for those that are interested.
Yeah, I don't believe so, but yeah, we can get it posted.
Yeah. And so what it is you have points on your head. So here and here, and this one is like a unicorn horn. And so it's energetic. It goes through the pineal, comes out to about here when you stretch it out, and same in the back. And then there's on either side about you have access bars, they're called, on the side of your head, and they're like little chakra points. And the second one, so it comes out this way. And then another one comes out this way and out the back of the head. And then one goes from the top of the head down to the base of your spine. And what that is an energetic activation of the pineal. And so she does this on me, and I've been practicing from that video. So I've been playing with it, and she does it and she puts it here and then she starts to pull it out. By the time she finished, I was literally like, whoa, like I'm super high. I'm like, oh, I have an energy bubble head right now. I felt like I was wearing like some big, glass bubble on my head. And I was like, yeah. And then I can still feel my pineal as if it's like doing this. Yeah. And she's like, it's like the inside of a plasma ball that the energy should be coming out this way once that's activated. So it takes time to keep it activated. And I need to put intention and meditate on it daily. But I'm going to see if I can do it to somebody else with my rods. And start playing with that, because I don't need to go take a course, because I could feel it. I could feel it when I go like this, and I can feel where it's out to. So I can play with it. I know I can do it with my hands. So you can do it with your hands too. So so we'll be playing with that one a bit more. Also, I made sure I was doing my daily meditations, and I could tell when we were in the purification lodge, I had my hands on the ground. And I could feel the chaos and I could feel the peace. So you do have a choice in this. That was the message. You do have a choice. So you can choose what you're going to focus on. You can choose to focus on the bumpy, or you can choose to focus on the calm within the storm. So absolutely. 17Q, I hug and tell my garden I love you. Absolutely. I tell my plants all the time. Absolutely.
You do so, yeah.
Yeah. Twin 123 says, my ears have been ringing for a couple of weeks. Can that cause us to be lightheaded or a little dizzy? Thanks, Terry. Yes, absolutely. Yeah, there's, it's almost too many to list for the ascension symptoms, because everyone's going to be affected differently. But you can absolutely ask for support, rest. Whenever you're feeling like you're definitely lightheaded or a little dizzy, I would be making sure you're getting your Celtic salt, making sure you're getting like those minerals in you, drinking lots of water. And if you're not eating, eat some damn food, because a lot of people are hungry and we do need to eat, right? Yeah. So not even if it's just nuts and fruit, if you're not that hungry, nuts and fruit will help to ground you as well. which isn't a bad thing. Yeah, absolutely. FCB, Tanya's correct. We all need to get ourselves in a great headspace. Kansas is about to go bye-bye. Everything's going to turn, yeah, but all of you are going to be a beacon of light for all. Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. Oh, old boy says Pastor Artur, he's free. That's wonderful. He's in Alberta. He's a pastor in Alberta that's been fighting the good fight. Cindy hasn't needed glasses in over 2 years. Woohoo! That's exciting. Yeah, absolutely. Oh, Wake Artist, nice to see you. Yeah, contacts have the forever plastics in them. I bet they do. Yeah, 100%. Yeah, and Cindy says, listen to your body. TL Creole says, I'm seeing lots of new lights and smells. Definitely have a lot of ringing in my ears. Yeah.
A lot of clairs coming open for a lot of people right now.
Right. And they can come open in different ways. They can come all at once, which can be a bit discombobulating for some, or they can come in and then move around. So for me, definitely knowing is always my strongest, right? Which is not bad, because then I don't need, I just know. So no, I just know. Yeah. It can be just that. So absolutely. And it just depends. And Eddie, I'll get to you in just a minute. Yeah, we say no. That's right.
You know, I want to be able to speak to something right quick that I pointed out in Telegram, that this is a period in time where we are being guided and things are being activated within our body we haven't really been connected to in a very, very long time.
Right.
We were brought away from that. So right now our body's like, what's this? What's that? What's going on? You know, and the brain is just responding to the different things in the body that's going on because, you know, automatically coming from, you know, depending on if you're, you know, coming from the mind or the heart, or, you know, you're still trying to find that balance, you're going to have so many things going off, and it's going to be alarm bells because it's something the brain is not used to. The body talking to it, responding to it in the way that it was always meant to. So we're getting back to that natural state and cycle that the body was always meant to be at. So we're releasing a lot of stuff while we're replacing a natural state of ourselves.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's, you know, it's such a gift. And many people think that there's something wrong with them, but in a way, no, it's all about perspective on that. And so for example, on the weekend, Elise has been in a car accident and she kept talking about concussion symptoms. I'm like, I don't get that you have a concussion. Tell me about the symptoms. And by the time she listed them all, I was like, those are all ascension symptoms. And so even changing your perspective around that, oh, I have ascension symptoms, instead of I've had a concussion, I need to heal, and you get onto that wheel. Take it as it's, you know, and that was a gift. That accident was a gift. And now in hindsight, you can see why. Absolutely. And she actually can see how she might have manifested it, which is really fascinating. Yeah. It's like, just did not cross my mind. And then the next thing you know, and I'm like, yep.
Been there.
That's how powerful you are.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. And we have a discussion already going on about meat. So let's just roll that one over a little bit more. And meat might be acidic for you and might cause inflammation. It doesn't cause inflammation in me. It certainly doesn't cause it in my daughter. I think it just depends on the person. So it's an individual thing. 100%. I always just say high quality meats. I'm sure there's some meats that can be bought in some big chain store that I wouldn't want to put in my body because I don't even know what's in it. Right.
And there's that. And as you look at meat, it depends on what type of meat. Like you said, it depends on where you're getting it from. It depends on what the meat is, whether it's beef, pork, or, you know, chicken. You know, it just all depends. Because pork is a little more, it affects people a little more than beef or chicken does.
Yeah.
But I mean, we can even go as far as saying that if you want, it's up to you. You can go check and see, as far as if you know what your blood type is. There are blood type um, diets for blood type individuals.
Yeah.
Now, how true that is, I don't know.
Yeah.
But it's up to you. Do
Oh,
your own research.
exactly. I always take it back to basics. Earthly Angel, we were talking about fibromyalgia on the weekend, actually, and all autoimmune is when your body hits a point, it's like a tipping point. One more thing comes in that it can't handle, and that's your tipping point. So, yeah, I hope you're feeling much better. It also has to do with your nervous system. So
Mhm.
often fingers go numb first with fibromyalgia, and that's where it starts. And my crown's firing up big time on that, so that's definitely true. And so what we were working on the weekend in this biofield tuning and having this tuning done was working on those outer layers of the body. And it's another reason I recommend calling yourself back to you through all time, dimension, and space, because you're calling your energy back to this body, because this body deserves your energy. And
Mhm.
so, yeah, and quite often too around the nervous system, foods can be affected by it. So can your environment. So can EMFs, right? So all of these things, depending on where you live and what's been piled on you since you were little, or how many emotions that you've trapped within the body, you get this tipping point, and it generally it just happens when the body's had it. So I'd be really curious to see how you're doing and if the diet helped. Yeah. And it depends on where you live too, acidic versus alkaline, because
Mhm.
acid can be caused by these waves as well. And so this is why I drink this drink. And this is why if your body temperature is 37.5, and that's Celsius, cancer can't live in it. So it becomes a neutralized body. And so absolutely fasting, whatever works for you. Are sore joints an ascension symptom? It could be. Could be mineral deficiency as well. But it feels a little bit like growing pains, right? If it feels like it's growing pains, then absolutely ascension symptoms. Yeah. And hard to eat these days. Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. So it just depends, but it is important because as we go through this transition, this body needs something. I'm really big on like dense nutrients. The methylene blue I'm on right now, the green that I'm doing, spirulina, chia seeds, coconut, like feed your brain. Make sure you're feeding your brain. And that methylene blue goes through the brain barrier. So it's a really powerful one at the moment. Just don't stick it right in your mouth and then, I had a really blue mouth. Yeah.
It was enjoyable.
Yeah. Gave everyone a good laugh. Yeah. The chosen scene. I'll have to, the very important message to look this up. Jesus heals at the pool. Okay. Yeah, there's a good message in that, old boy. I have seen most of it. I'm not recalling that scene exactly, but I do know that there's in the chosen on Angel Studios. Yeah, Serafina talks about that as well. And so very important messages. She got a lot of messages out of it. Yeah. Shazam, I wouldn't worry about the ringing. So my ears have been ringing for years. I don't know when it started. I just try to ignore it. Should I ignore it or buy something to stop the ringing? I highly doubt you'll be able to stop it with anything, honestly. Believe it's your guide, like they're trying to get you messages so you'll pay attention. So quite often sitting quietly and asking for it to go away, that right here, that works for some people. You can rub it. Keep your jaw open and rub it 10 times each direction on both sides. Yeah. And Cindy, are you talking about wing pain? Are you talking about your arm? Or are you talking about your back? And meat should be, yeah, FCB, you're right. We're just going to pop over to Facebook for a second. Yeah. So Jenny's even asking about the ringing. Do you know if the ringing in the ears is to do with the pineal? It is to do with activation, but also that your higher self, your oversoul, is trying to get to you, or possibly some guides are trying to get to you. Depends on how you perceive things. Yeah.
Right. And it also comes down to the vibrations. Because we have so much with the Schumann resonance, because there are people that are affecting the Schumann resonance, they're raising the vibration. And in that frequency, your body is going through something new because the frequencies are higher than what we've been accustomed to for so long. So and this has been going on for quite some time. It's just that it's been more where we've been more aware of what's been taking place. And now, because it's becoming amped up, our body is just adjusting to what is taking place and transpiring. Like I said, our body is going through something it hasn't been used to since I was born. I mean, even with myself, I feel the symptoms. Even as I continue to ascend in my understanding, because I'm always with me and wanting to know me, I still feel them. So
Yeah.
in the body, because for so long we've gone without really being able to provide it with good nutrition, with the vitamins and the minerals and grounding and things. We're just now coming back into all this, and the body is trying to do everything it can catch up with where we are. So be patient, be kind, do your meditations, like Tanya says, get out and ground, stay hydrated, water with your salts, and just understand it's just you got to become acclimated with what's taking place. That's all.
Yeah, absolutely. Some people can do it with the eyes, Eddie, but most of the energy is in here. So it's with the hands mostly that one does work. And so this is your negative, this is your positive. So the left hand is your negative and it's your receiving hand. So you're taking it in this way generally. You can also expel it that way. And then you're sending with this one. So you'll see me a lot of the time do this. Now I'm asking for the energy to go through me. So I'm the conduit. Run it through and I literally will energetically run it through my heart and then into whoever I'm working on or whatever I'm working on. 100%. Yeah. And it really helps. Here's a good message for those with ringing ears. I had ringing the ears for years. Salt, bicarbonate, and distilled water has fixed it. Question mark? Maybe that's for other people. Yeah. So a lot of baking soda would certainly help. Yeah. Cheryl, so Cheryl, your body's reacting to something for 2 weeks. Have you changed anything in your diet for that rash? There's something else going on. Have you been somewhere new? Have you done something different? Is there another pet around? You've done something different. So I don't know what it is, but something's been different. So it sounds like an action of some sort. What can fix? So I would cut out wheat, dairy, sugar, and legumes. The reason for legumes, guys, it mostly goes especially towards peanuts, because peanuts are, and this, I learned this on the weekend too. I learned a lot this weekend. I always love learning. Peanuts are kind of like the 100th monkey populated per se, but because peanuts are common, it went throughout all the peanuts. So that's why you see kids all allergic to peanuts now, right? Whereas they never used to be. So what changed? The way they were doing the peanuts, they added mold to the peanuts. And that's the reaction people are having. So I'm not saying that's what you've got, Cheryl. I'm just saying that this is what can happen is it takes one thing like, oh, I bought some new peanut butter, boom, right? And your body's reacting, or you changed a lotion, which I don't get it. I get it's internal, something internal that's changed. Hi, Donna. How are you? Eddie listens to his cravings. Donna is asking where to get the methylene blue. You can get it lots of places online. So depending on where you live, I did get mine on Amazon, and I did get a USP certified. So it's a higher brand and more condensed. So, and it comes in a powder. You can get it in liquid, but when you're shipping stuff, sometimes I get tinctures. So yeah, you could order it that way. And you probably get it somewhere like a naturopath as well. So depending on where you are, absolutely. Eddie loves our voices because they're healing vibrations. Yeah, absolutely. You got pesticides on you. Okay. So you will, I would recommend a cleanse. Yeah, I would recommend a cleanse because it should come out, right? So it's like that tipping point thing.
Yeah, that's topical, a little different. Yeah, you just want to just work through it.
Yeah, absolutely. Does it make a difference if you're, no, it doesn't make a difference. It's always this way. Yeah, it's all the energy work I've ever done, but I can use both my hands for healing. I can send with both my hands, but it's not, no, it's always been that the left is the receiving hand. So when you do a group, if you're doing a group meditation, you always put your left hand down and your right hand up because you're receiving with this hand and you're giving with this hand. So you walk like an Egyptian.
I was like,
Where I came from.
Bengals.
Yeah, keep flushing it out, Cheryl. And I wouldn't be afraid of trying like some turmeric, and I wouldn't even be afraid of putting castor oil on it. Honestly, I could hear Barbara O'Neill saying, put a little castor oil on it. Yeah. Do you recommend anything for sun protection? Yeah, sun is essential. So Jenny, let's answer this one and then we're going to pop back over to Rumble for a minute. So when your eyes, the sun hits your eyes or the sunlight comes into your eye range, triggers body to produce a chemical, which is a natural sunscreen. So that means, and I don't put anything on my skin. I try to, if anything, I'll put on a little coconut oil. And that works well. And then I just make sure I don't stay in the sun longer than I should. Depends on the time of year. Like I spent hours down at the dock on Friday, was it? Just taking it in because I knew, I was like, this is the last of it until Egypt. Oh, wait, I have Sedona this weekend. So it might be warm there too. Yeah. Yeah, everyone's like, oh, I'm looking forward for a break from the sun. I'm like, nah, 2 months has never been long enough for me for summer because that's all we really get here. Yeah, absolutely. I've tried all that, but I'll keep going. Keep us posted, Cheryl. I'd love to hear more about that. What else could she try? And you can also put topical things on it as like herbs even. So depending on, I would look it up. I'm not super familiar because I don't have pesticides in my world, but I would definitely look it up. And if you're in our group, feel free to ask in there because I bet you somebody has the answer. Yeah.
Yeah, because it's a leveling degree of a burn, a chemical burn. So
yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Yeah, there's from stress. I love eating fish too. Yeah, we had salmon on the weekend and I got a beautiful organic chicken that came right from a farmer. So yeah, it just depends. I'll eat a steak once in a while, but I only get them from one farm and I know exactly what's going on there. But I don't eat it very often and I eat like this much. So you don't need very much. I'll do bone broth way more and I'll make sure that also comes. Yeah. Eat right for your blood type. Yeah, is it Marie Diamond? Larry and Marie Diamond? I remember that. And fruit in the morning. And yeah, I remember all of that book. Yeah. Yeah. If it works for you, absolutely. Yeah. And you are what you you are what you ate. Right? So depending on the diet, depending on how they were treated, right? You can imagine that the way they're taken care of really greatly affects how that's going to taste. And so I do a lot of like moose, or if I get onto elk, it's beautiful. Even deer meat done right. And if it came from a reliable source that honored the animal before it was taken, and the animal, they often say the animal sacrificed itself for us, right? And there's a whole ritual around that, which is really beautiful. Yeah. It's not a diet, it's a lifestyle. Absolutely. Yeah. Sugar Brie has lots of arthritis. Chemo and radiation treatments from 2010, 2011. Yeah. You can definitely, and so everyone, if you add a little cayenne too with the arthritis, it can help with that. And Sugar Bee, have you checked out some of Chef Agat's stuff? Because she's got some really good sprouted food as well. Yeah. Yeah, no worries. Yeah, go organic. I go right to the farmer. So I don't even consider it organic. I consider it like it's wild. It's free range. Yeah, absolutely.
Oh no.
Back pain where wings might be on both sides. So in here, yeah. So that's also something that comes up. I have a bit of that. Talk to it. And so you can put your hand there, put it there and say, I love you. even though I don't understand you, I love you, and send some love there. That also has to do with like stuff, because definitely from all my driving and on the computer, that's one of my pain points, so to speak. Not really painful, but I'm definitely aware of it. And so I also make sure that, oh, I need to up my hyaluronic acid intake and also bone broth, the good collagens. Yeah. And it can be chicken, it can be beef, it can be fish. You can get fish collagen too. Yeah. Yeah. Lulab says, I had 2 to 3 days last week where I was so flat and fatigued. And I also had a burning sensation in between my shoulder blades, and then it was gone. Upgrades. Upgrades. I've had that. I can feel, and sometimes I feel like I have rods that come up this way.
Mm-hmm.
Normally, this is my flux capacitor.
Yeah. Oh,
yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Sacred oils. Yeah. Yeah, I use frankincense. I put it on the roof of my mouth whenever I think about it. And myrrh, I definitely smell it and burn it. And somebody told me you can ingest it. So I have some resin to put in my mouth. And my daughter looked, she's like, what did you just put in your mouth? Well, it says it's edible, but I don't recommend it.
They just forgot to say it doesn't taste so great.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. I'm sorry you guys are getting kicked out of Rumble. It's just super popular these days, hey? Absolutely. Oh, this is kind of our task, but what do you do with spiritual attacks? How do you keep the ripping myself to pieces mental monsters from making you feel worthless? Am I just too sensitive? No, I think it's part of a process. And I don't know if it's something in your, go ahead, Norma.
Honestly, if there's that still going on, it's because you're still dealing with a little bit of dualingness, because that's still more of the brain mind connection. Because
Yeah.
if there's anybody who can tell you if that still exists, it would be me, and it does not exist. However, it doesn't mean that you may not still be experiencing it, only because of past experiences, or depending on where your vibratory state is. There's so much to this to understand, given where you're coming from. So when you're in that brain mind connection, then what happens is you're still in that dueling place. So it's always good to be able to bring yourself here. And like Tanya has expressed before, the only time you're going to, if you feel like you're not safe, put your hand on your chest. Put your hand on your chest, because what's going to happen is you're going to come in and have that calming going on, because you're going to take your hand, put it on your chest, which is going to distract your brain, because you're doing something with your hands, and you will get to your heart. So it's a process just to work through and know that you are safe. You are always safe.
Yeah, absolutely. And one of the ways I believe, I trust it helped anyway, getting rid of the monkey mind, was meditating and saying, I'm not this body, nor am I this mind.
Yep.
Yeah, absolutely. And it only takes 21, 31 days to break that habit. So if you did that every day, and that's your mantra, and every time something goes wrong in your brain, but that's your mantra, I'm not this body, I'm not this brain. And then all of a sudden it just went away. I was like, that's cool. Done. Yeah. Chuck that in the F it bucket. Hello, Miss Michelle. Nice to see you. Yeah. Sending over hearts with her rainbow lightsaber on her foot there.
I
love it. Yeah. That's good, Cheryl. That makes sense. And it'd be good. Wonder if you can also put that on the skin. Oh, what was the other thing? A potato poultice too, that you could put on the skin to shave some raw potato, put it on the skin and let it soak. It'll pull the poisons out that are in there. That just popped in my head. Yeah.
Yeah, tea does the same thing, just depending on what the tea
right?
you utilize. Yeah, because it's an extractor as well.
Yeah, absolutely. All right. What do you make of the video going around about turning our phones off on October 4th? Thank you. If you want to turn your phone off, turn your phone off 100%. We're on a flight, so our phones will be off. So join us.
There you go. We'll be above.
Yeah. If you're avoiding some ringer on there, then yeah, absolutely. Go ahead. 100%.
Quite interesting, though, that it's on the 4th. Huh.
Right? That's the way it went. Yeah.
Yeah.
And goat milk for the skin. Beautiful. Yeah. And banana skins are supposed to be good for, I haven't tried the banana skin. I think I did at some point. I tried a lot of things. Somebody was saying that you can boil banana skin and then drink it. And I only did it once. Let's just say that.
That'd be.
I know. There's some things I do that just don't make sense, right?
Hey, you got to try it at least once, right?
Well, and if I try it, then I know. And if I know, then I can speak about it, right? So
yeah, you don't know what you don't know until you do.
I'm that person that will try things, even if it turns my mouth blue.
There's pleasure in it, yeah. I enjoy it so much.
Absolutely. Yeah. Banana skin good for soak in water and re-water plants. Well, that would make more sense. Yeah. You tried to smoke them when you were young? Cindy, are you talking about bananas? Oh,
Please do tell.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I've been giving my plants diatomaceous earth. Yeah, and seeing what's going on there. Michelle calls me a rebel. I'm always a rebel.
It is what it is, right?
I just can't go the normal way. It just doesn't work for me. Yeah.
What is normal?
Right? But yeah, it's the only way to be these days. Let me see if I can grab my photos and see if they'll pop up nicely. If it's not working, then I can't do it. Please be in the library now. Please be in the library. Nope. That's so weird. Yeah, no, I'm gonna have to get that looked at. So, all right. Well, I'll go into Telegram and I'll pop open the ones I sent you because you got pretty much the good ones anyway. And then we'll do a little share here. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, and we may have partaken in some little mushies on the weekend while we were in Vedette. Yeah. FCB one day, dude. One day,
dude. You're going to have.
Yeah. And it's funny because the fact that we got to really just rest into it. And so we did the I really want to get these photos up because then I can chat more about it. We did the purification lodge, sweat lodge, whatever you'd like to call it. And there's a beautiful story around that I think is it's my favorite. It's just part of what goes on. So I send you we were chopping wood during the day.
Oh, that sounds like fun.
Yeah. All right. I figured out how to make this go big. So here, let me do this. Escape. There we go. All right. We're going to bring this on. First, I have to get rid of the logo. Wow. I feel like I haven't been here forever and it's only been a few days. I'm like, how do I do this again?
Talk about your clearing.
Right. I totally cleared. It was like, oh, my world just, totally cleared out. All right. This is me with sap and wood all over my face. Yeah, which was super fun. And this is David. And BB was hiding on David because of the big dog. Yeah. And this is us down at the beach. Well, at the lake. There's the docks. It's my feet. That's the other way. Just such a beautiful, clear day that we had. And then let me just go to the other ones. And then we went up to the center. Yeah.
That's so beautiful.
Yeah. And David's got his pipe and he's got it out. There's Phoebes in the background. And these guys are just lying on the ground, taking it all in. Oh, these are my cards when I got in to ask about, kind of what's next. And the first card is generally what's going on for you now, or what do you know? And for me, it's like celebration, right? I know how to celebrate. I know how to bring people in and have a good time. And then I'm working on that balance of life and being grounded and still having my heart open, and also my crown, but also around funds as well, and looking at money differently. And then the Five of Pentacles, Norma, that's about me and you a little bit. The Five of Pentacles is always about money as well, but it's about you can see and I know. So that's kind of like us helping each other out now. Yeah. Yeah. Which I thought was very cool. And then, of course, the star. And who wouldn't want to have the star? Like full abundance, right? And 1, 2, 3, there's seven stars, and we're going to Egypt. That's all about sevens. And so the star is a beautiful card. And also, thinking about more multiverse, right? Versus just this planet. We're multiverse beings. So yeah. Oops, did I go the wrong way? Hold on. There we go. Sorry, guys. You're getting them double. Yeah. Everybody's just lying around. A fire keeper. So the stones, you use lava rocks, and those lava rocks go into the fire like that, and you're heating them up. They come out glowing hot. Glowing hot. And so you can see them in there just a little bit. They're kind of hard to see, but this wood just keeps getting piled on and piled on until they're hot. So it takes a couple hours. There they are. You can see them in between these logs here. Yeah. And they get like super hot. And there's David drumming my drum. He's drumming my drum. Yeah, he's playing with my drum. And there's the lodge. And so the story of this is, so the lodge is like the womb or Mother Earth. And then in between the lodge and the fire, there's an altar. And so that altar, we had crystals there and whatever you want to put there and to have there. And so the men build the fire because that's their task, so to speak. And young men, when they're coming into chasing women per se, David always says, well, that's when you teach them how to tend a fire, because it's about the hot coals rather than being really showy. It's about good foundations, right? And being a real man. It's not about being flashy and showy and thinking you're going to attract the ladies that way. It's about having a good foundation. And then the women put the blankets around because we're creating the womb, right? And we're the mother. So we take care of that, and we take care of the water. And so that's tradition. And so I've done this. This is my third time doing this, and I remembered everything. And then Brian was the fire keeper. And so you can also look at it like this, that the fire is the sun, the altar is the moon, and then again, the womb is earth, right? And so you can go in there and let go of everything that no longer serves you. And this is the sun just going down from the cabin we stayed at. And that would be it. Yeah. There we go.
Can you hear me now, 17? Okay, this. There you are. I was like,
I have no idea why I got kicked out when I removed the camera, but I only removed the one. I think it's super funny. Anyways, that was hilarious.
Yeah, I was like, am I sitting here? Where did I get out? No, she got kicked out. I was like, ooh.
And I was very grateful because you were still here and I could see it in the chat. I was like, did I just shut the whole thing down? Like, what happened?
No, but I'm sitting here going, because 17Q was like, there's no sound. I was like, oh, did I mute myself or did she mute me? Because I thought I had sound. And I was like, oh. I'm all alone. There's no one here beside me. I was like, whoa.
Literally, when I took my camera out, it kicked me out. I don't know why.
I was like,
Anyway.
yeah. I was like, where'd she go?
Eddie says I went to the lake.
Yeah, they were saying you were in fight. Oh, she went to 5D. Oh, okay, we'll just wait.
Yeah, absolutely. I spy Tanya. Yeah, it's like instead of where's Waldo, it's where's Tanya.
Look what FCB's saying to you.
Speaking magic. No, it's not like that.
No.
Yeah. But so then we all go in the lodge, and there's different rounds within the lodge. And so I ended up being the doorkeeper. So I get to fumble around. Plus, because we were so few people. And then I got to also brush off the lava rocks as they were coming in so that they don't get smoky in there. So if you got like coal or little bits of wood on there, right?
Mm-hmm.
Sparks. So you have to brush those off with this stick, and then it goes in, and then you climb in, and then David decides what brew he's going to put on, and he puts on herbs. He does not put mushrooms on there, FCB. He puts on mullein. He puts on just different ones, Cocoa Cabana, which is like one of my favorite smells. So different things to help the body purge and clean. And it was so hot at one point. And you're trying to sing. We sing songs. People say words. You let go of what you don't want to carry anymore. It's like a rebirth, right? Mm-hmm. So you get to come in and be reborn, so to speak, and come out fresh and purged. Yeah. And so we didn't get out till about 12:30. And then pretty funny because then we ate afterwards. So it was like a 1:30 bedtime. Poor BB was looking at me like, I don't know what's going on, but this is not our routine. Yeah, absolutely.
There was definitely an experience for the dog.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Chrissy says, oh, I did a sweat lodge with a Native American woman. Yeah. Friend whom I did an apprentice under, absolutely loved. Yeah, it's a beautiful experience. And what's super cool too is every lodge, every fire pit within the lodge is energetically connected to the other lodges. And David said they've tested it. They've sent messages and they've been received. So again, telepathically and plus because Vedette Lake is so like, it's like a spider web, right? So energy point here, it's a vortex that goes up and down. So it's spider webs both ways energetically. And so it's really good to go there and send things out to the universe, which is one of the reasons we love to go there. Absolutely.
Yeah, it's been a while, but I've done a sweat lodge. It's been since like 2014, 2015. So they are unique in themselves. So yeah, it's definitely a totally different experience.
FCB says, don't tell me you left one of your rods there. I actually left one plugged in at the center. I'm just going to leave that here.
Okay, she'll get a new wand.
Yeah. Magic wand. Yeah.
Yep.
I've got lots. I've got like a whole copper wire thing. So yeah, that's just one of them. This was more intentional. And I swear I can still, maybe that's why I'm still feeling, because I'm very connected to that one rod, right? Yeah.
Wherever you go, there you are.
That's right. Yeah. Bullshit. All right, Mr. FCB. Somebody's had a good sleep.
Yeah, right? He is on it.
And it was funny to watch you, Norma. You were stunned.
I was like, where'd she go?
I be here alone.
Look, I'm doing pretty good here lately to be able to just pull a good swing, be with you. And I'm like, okay, I'm getting up in the flow with this. And next thing I'm like, where'd she go? Wait, I'm not ready.
Oh, too funny. Do you guys have any more questions? Anything else you wanted to talk about? Anything else you want to tap in, Norma, to message out to people?
As always, please have fun with this. Please have fun with this. I mean, I know that there's points that, as we sit with ourselves, I'm just keep having more and more and more and more fun because I just keep getting more and more and more information provided to me that is just experiential, and it so broadens my understanding and my perspective of this life. And So, I mean, as you're going through it, remember to have fun, be light, love yourself. Um, and if you feel you're getting too serious, step outside, do something, walk barefoot, go to a tree, play with an animal, find a purpose and a reason to lighten up on yourself. And, just continue to do everything you can just to, be in places where you are always at the heart of every matter and loving who you are. Even even what you feel is not best of you, it is, period. Every part of you is beautiful. It is. I give you my word, it is. You just got to get to the heart of it so the heart can tell you you're completely and fully beautiful as you were and as you are and as you're becoming. Every single bit of it. Love you. Love you. You're so magnificent. So magnificent.
Absolutely. Yeah. Obsession saying hug trees, question mark. So trees are like one of Earth's antennas. So they're very connected, right? Goes straight up and down. But also it's has a toroidal. So when you hang out with a tree, it actually, you can say, please take away anything that no longer serves me. And then please download anything for my highest good. So, and trees will do that. That's why nature always feels so good. And nature's always nurturing. Absolutely. 100%. And methylene blue. Now FCB's on about the methylene blue. Okay. Yeah, we'll leave that one alone. Awesome. Donna. Donna's asking about something we discussed earlier. Told my brother who had passed come back as a baby and he was by me. Is it the baby boy next door? Donna, I'm getting a yes, but go hang out with that baby and you'll find out. You'll know. Look into its eyes. Yeah, absolutely.
Eyes are to the seat of the soul.
Yeah, absolutely. And yeah, Norma, you're spot on. It's time to be free. We all know it now. And it's now, now it's about me. And when you shift, the collective shifts. And I keep saying this too, that energetically, we have all these light workers. Oh, I know what I need to address. And then I'll wrap it up with something kind. Let's talk about New Age versus spirituality. Because this one's been very, very strong. Hi, Cindy. New Age came along when religion, they were seeing people leave religion. And so let's give them something new to latch onto, right? Let's call it this. Let's pretend it's spirituality. And you can often say that New Age is the new cage, right? That is a saying that happens. And there's many of these New Age people that came out from nowhere and had 100,000, 200,000 followers like this, right? And so some of those are still around. I know who some of them are. I don't follow them. I always want, and this is why we always say spirituality is an inside job. It's about you. So it's not about following someone else. It is not all about love and light, because in the darkness is the brightest light. When you shine light on the darkness, right? And you expose that, that is the brightest light. Because whatever you, for every individual person, I always say, I love all of me, even the darkness, because in that darkness, that brings out the true me, the full me. When I can accept all of me, including anything dark, boom, that is the best light. And when you go look in the dark, you will find the golden nuggets. You will find what is maybe, held you back your entire life. It'll be what you're willing to excavate. And I'm not saying, oh, go excavate. But when things show up, it's time to look at them and look at them clearly, and to be able to look at them without judgment. And so now if everything's love and light and you're not being love and light, well, that's a judgment. And so just pay attention to how you feel when somebody else is speaking. Pay attention to how they make you feel, because your body won't lie to you. And so I just really wanted to point that out, because I get a lot of this, oh, Tanya's New Age. I'm like, no, I'm the furthest thing from it. I'm just me. I'm just me. And I just want everyone to be themselves, and everyone to be the best version of themselves. And in order to do that, you've got to get to know you and who you are, your likes, your dislikes, What makes you tick? What brings you joy? Right? That is this whole point of coming into this in this avatar is to get to know who you are and remember who you truly are. So it's
Yes.
it's a path of remembering. And everyone can tell you, oh, I know this about you, I know that about you. But at the end of the day, if you don't know for a fact that that's true, then why are you going to believe that? Right. And so I always say, I really need to know for me. And anytime somebody tells me something, I'm like, oh, that's great. I don't know that for a fact. And then I'll ask, I need to know that for fact for me. And this can go to anybody that you're listening to. How do they make you feel? What's going on for you that, and so that Okay, I just wanted to reiterate that because I've seen some friends on Facebook with some pretty funny posts about this, and I'm like, that's okay. That's your perspective. But I just wanted to clear it up. So just to remind everyone, methylene blue, no, it's for oxygenating the cells, FCB, and it does go through the brain barrier, so it can be really good for the brain as well. Absolutely. And yes, Norma is an inspiration. Hey guys, remember when she first started speaking and she was so shy? And now look at her. Yeah. That's what I want for everyone to find their inner voice and find their joy, because everyone has something important to say and all deserve to share it. One of my gifts is my resonance and my voice and my throat chakra. And when I stand up and I speak at a little event that we had around a pool, Karen, who plays the bowls, her voice is like octaves below mine. And then my voice is like a loudspeaker on its own. So I had everyone's attention. I introduced, brought it in, and then I had everyone come up to me afterwards and ask specific things, because I talked about operating from the heart. And like Norma said, operating from love. If everything that triggered you in your life and you went, why is this triggering me? What would love do? Then maybe you wouldn't react so much. Instead of reacting, wait and respond. But this is a time to operate from the heart, because people are losing their shit. People are struggling. People don't understand what's going on. And so let's help them by not being judgmental. And don't judge yourself either. There's no judgment on you, because you're exactly where you're supposed to be. Yeah, absolutely. And it's really important that you can step away when you need to. Like, I'm not afraid to, I just need a minute and I'm going to go over here and go, I don't know what's going on right now. They're really annoying me. So what's going on right now? And then I'll usually get some sort of response, right? When I sit with myself for a minute, oh, this triggers me because of this. And once you realize that you're in full control of your emotions and you're in full control of this mind and this body, that you get to show up the way you choose to show up. And so I just want to remind everyone of that. My left arm is very tingling, kind of numb. If it's just your one left arm, and if you feel like you need medical help, I would suggest some medical help, because I'm not a doctor. You could take some cayenne pepper and see if that gets your circulation going a bit better. And were you sleeping on it? Just depends what goes on. Yeah. So we love you very much. And yes, Norma, we're all growing. You're all growing. The amount of improvement in elevation, growth, expansion I've seen within this collective is mind-blowing. And mind-blowing from when I came in, and it hasn't even been a year yet. So congratulations to all of you taking it on and learning more about you. Congratulations. I'm really proud of you. Absolutely. Yeah. Give yourselves a pat on the back. Give yourself a hug.
Love you.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. All right, you guys, have a wonderful night. Yeah, we're all growing, and we're here to shine the light so others can see there's another way to be. And that is what we're here to do, to be that beacon for everyone else. All right. Love you guys so much. Have a wonderful night. And we will see you on, what are we today? I see you tomorrow night. FCB on High Vibes.
Yeah, that's you.
On Wednesday on Resonance. And then we're going to have to come up with a bit of a schedule for Egypt. But yeah. Dun, 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 dun.